find some bad, but that's why your time never there. That's why.
She came onto like Everyday Struggle Talk.
What's up? Yeah, we back. And now the topic that we're gonna discuss, the slut walk.
Okay.
And Amber Rose leading the slut walk.
Okay, I understand what the slut walk like stands for, like what it's like really trying to like bring about. And could you go through it like one more time just so I can make sure I cover
everything? Yeah, just a brief what do you call it, description behind the thought walk, the slut walk. I don't know why I keep calling it thought walk. But anyways, the slut walk basically is to shame or to eradicate this idea of women being sluts, or it's just to allow women to have that freedom to dress however they want to dress, I guess.
Yeah, it's basically like a transitional movement of protest marches calling for an end to like rape culture, you know, including victim blaming and slut shaming.
Okay, first of all, number one, name of the actual walk. Horrible naming to begin with, because if you're
it's a really bad name.
If you're gonna address
seriously
rape culture and stuff like that, why are you calling it the slut walk? Why? What does that have to, what does
it have to do?
I mean, I'm guessing they're trying to like point out the fact that like it is said that like women dress like a certain way, and then, like that's more likely to promote
I think what
rape. But even then, like, first of all, even then, like, it still doesn't like correlate well enough. And then Amber Rose is your spokesperson.
Oh yeah, no.
Of all the choices,
no,
in all the world.
I mean, I get it.
Rose.
I get it why they would put Amber Rose, because you know everybody sees her as a quote unquote slut. But
like,
still,
she's just slut based on like what people consider a slut to be, like in terms of like she slept around with like multiple guys and stuff like that. She's not involved in rape culture in any type of sense, and
I don't think I don't know the background behind Amber Rose, but I don't think she's been raped before.
No, like Amber Rose has never been raped.
She's been
out here giving it out.
She was a stripper, right?
Yeah, she was a stripper, but she was out here like giving it out, kind of.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if she was a supporting character in this whole thing.
Like if she's
not like the main face
person for the slut walk, and she wasn't like the head of the slut walk, then fine. But the fact that she's the head of the slut walk makes automatically, when someone like, if you don't have any context behind, like let's say you don't explain what a slut walk is, you're like, oh, there's a slut walk led by Amber Rose. You automatically expect there's just hoes walking down the street.
Actually, that's true.
Automatically, that's what would come to mind.
But isn't like the event is supposed to be about, no matter like what type of girl you are, you shouldn't be a victim of some sort or be called a derogatory term or things like that. I think that's the whole.
I support that holistically, but I don't want to say problem with it, but kind of like problem with it is their choice of a spokesperson, Amber Rose, and the fact that the name that they chose for it does not highlight that issue whatsoever.
I feel like the reason why they name it Slut Walk is to do just that. It's to trying to change the definition of the word, because slut is supposed to be a negative term. So by doing that, by naming that and trying to embrace it and trying to change the wording around, trying to change the whole definition of the whole walk of what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about people who are considered sluts or whatever, how the way they dress or whatever, or other issues about rape culture, and trying to expose themselves to the world.
The word there's been various like words used over like hundreds of years to describe like promiscuous women, basically.
Yeah,
we call sluts, hoes, whatever else, and all of that. My question is, why are we going out of our way to change the word slut? Because like slut is something that people call like other, like there's women that call other women sluts. There's women that refer to themselves as sluts, and it's okay. But in the setting where a man says that a woman is a slut, it's frowned upon. But then at the same time, there's the whole like feminist / equality movement where like I think you want to be on the same page. I think say it.
I think that I totally understand that. It also has to do with the N-word.
Yeah,
you know how black people don't like other people calling us the N-word, but we just feel it's very good for us to call ourselves the N-word. But
Yeah, but
it's,
like we also changed the N word too. It's not like they changed the word slut. It's still slut. It's not like they call it slew. If they call it the slew walk, then we having a different conversation. They just
true.
put
Okay,
it in there.
I understand where you're coming from, because then I totally understand it, because what he's trying to say is basically that the fact that you making it the slut walk doesn't change the meaning behind the name, or it doesn't change the
I feel
name.
like that's what they're trying to do, trying to
I mean,
change the meaning.
Seriously, do you think they were able to change the meaning behind the word slut?
I mean,
Literally.
the
There's
N
certain
word
words-
happened to change.
Okay,
There's
the
certain
same way
words-
you can't change the meaning behind the word nigger.
Mhm.
Use the hard R in there. That word, the meaning of it cannot change.
Yeah.
Will not change ever. There'll never be a point where somebody's walking around saying that to somebody else, which is why we changed took the ER off of it
And put an A.
so that it's it's not the exact same word, but like it calls back to that original word,
Mhm.
and it was originally to like reclaim the word. The thing is, you're not changing the word slut. That is not happening, and certain women will still be referred to as such at some point in history. Even if we get to the point of society where like it's so frowned upon publicly to say it, people are still gonna say it privately. Certain things
I mean,
are still gonna be said.
I mean, yeah, that's just
If a
that's
girl
just how the
out
world
there
is.
And like she sleeps around a lot, and like let's say, for instance, like you hear like, oh, she's been with like 20 different dudes in like the last like 2 years. In your mind, even if you're not gonna say it out loud, in your mind you're thinking, oh, she a hoe,
Yeah.
like, whatever. Automatically, without context of like why.
I mean, everybody's
Doesn't
guilty.
matter.
Everybody's guilty on that. Honestly, everybody's guilty, because we all say, "Oh, I support you." You know, I support your quote unquote whole antics. But then when I see you, I'm like, yeah, like in my mind, I'm just like,
This is
yo,
the
you're
thing.
just a hoe.
This
like,
is the thing. We're willing to support
Mhm.
the whole mentality and the whole antics, but we don't want no hoes. Like we
Well,
want
that's true.
hoes for the sexual aspect, like only.
but not a
context.
hoe for a wife.
We're never settling that. Well, 21 Savage might, but like
Oh,
the rest of us.
Damn.
Listen, she's calling herself it. So this is not even me calling her a hoe or a slut. I'm using her own words. I'm not judging her. These are her own words that she called herself.
Herself?
I'm quoting right now, basically. She called herself that, so I'm using it.
I don't know if she's really trying to use reverse psychology here to take away the impact of the name by calling herself a hoe, but it's really a bad thing to do, honestly. Because you call yourself that, okay, cool, you're acknowledging that, but if someone else calls you that, you don't want it.
Yeah, that's the problem that I have with like that like principle where it's like, okay, so we want to be on the same terms. So
Yeah,
complete equality across the board. But then you can't nitpick, and this is nitpicking right now. That's what this is.
yeah,
I understand what stands for, but like let's transition away from that and focus on the word slut solely right now. Then it's nitpicking, because if you're saying that you can call yourself a slut and your girl can call yourself a slut, right? And let's say hypothetically your boyfriend can call you a slut, right?
yeah.
But then other men in society can't refer to you as a slut while you're referring to yourself as a slut already. That makes no sense.
Yeah, you want to be respected, but
You
then
wanna
you
respect while
also
call yourself a slut,
Wait,
but
can
then
I,
you don't want to.
can I ask a quick question?
yeah.
Sure.
So, so do you believe that it's bad that they're making a movement to be a whole positive thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad, because then they're just telling society that it's
Listen.
acceptable.
Listen,
So,
let's
but alright, so let's talk about us males then. Cause like in this 21st century, it's okay when we do if we do the same actions or what they do, like sleeping sleeping with multiple women, we're considered like players, but like it's considered a good thing.
It's considered
by
a
us,
good thing
because
among other men. The
Yeah.
same way, but like being a hoe is different. Among other women, being a hoe is not acceptable.
But that's the problem. That's what they're trying to say. We should be seen as equal.
Okay, but
Why-
this is the thing. That's not the argument that they're making. They're not making the argument
You mean-
against other women.
They're
saying
making it
that
against other men.
should like accept hoes, because first of all, that's a pointless argument to make to other women, because other women are never going to be on board. all the women are never gonna be on board.
No, I mean like they don't mean like you don't have to be like on board like be a hoe too, but they just just trying to let people know that that just because I want to show my body, I shouldn't have to be caught. You shouldn't have to shame me and call me this and that. I just wanted to show my body. I think that's what they.
But honestly, I think if you want change, you should start with yourself. If you want the world to see you in a different light, you gotta start with yourself. You can't tell us to see you in a different light when you literally seeing yourself in the same light that we're all seeing you as, and you didn't like it.
Plus, also, if we want to like really get into like the whole like slut thing, let's go back then. Let's go further back than this. Let's go back to how, like in the Bible, there's sluts in the Bible.
Oh, he took us to the Bible. He took us to the Bible.
Take it back.
It's not Sunday.
Damn, it's not Sunday, bro.
But he said we're going to church today. We're going to church for like 2 minutes. Right?
2 minutes.
All right. Jesus hung around with somebody who was considered a slut.
Yeah.
And all of that. And he was always teaching like acceptance of her and all of that in society because it was wrong to like stone them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that is understandable. Hoes should be accepted as normal people in society. That is fair. But to say that you want to say that people, so only certain people essentially can call you a hoe makes no sense.
Oh no, that is like I don't agree upon that. But I'm just saying like just in general, like for the movement for the people. Now I'm not talking about
the movement is good. The movement is good.
Yeah.
The name is not good. Your ambassador is not good. The movement is good. The movement is positive. All right.
But the name and the ambassador
signs they have out there is just like really like they really dragging it like there's signs that they're talking about.
You also gotta understand like the whole reason why they're doing this too, because if we go, I'm not gonna go all the way back to the Bible like I just did over here, but like at some point, men couldn't not have a shirt off during the beach. We couldn't. It was like they got arrested if they ever had like a shirt off. It was like similar like women today, like they can't have like their bra off the beach or whatever. But eventually we started doing it. We started not to care, and it became normal to society for us to have our shirt off. Like if we take our shirt off right now and start walking down the hall, it's not gonna be as serious as a woman, taking their top off.
I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter if she takes off her shirt and just walk around. Cause listen, I'm all for women having equal rights as men. But this is what I tell too. But this is what I tell women every time. Listen, if you want to be on the same page as a man, if you treat it like a man, don't complain.
Yeah,
don't complain.
It's very like this is what like I always say, like when it comes to like that kind of issue, a lot of women in the like I already know the feminist movement gonna really get at me now.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get at you. They're gonna get at you, boy.
Right? So it's alright. But like they're so nitpicky about it. Like you can't say, oh, I want a man like treats me right, he's gonna take me out to dinner and stuff like that, and then not want to pay on the second date or not want to spit the
honestly,
like you can't
I agree with you. I totally agree with you, bro.
Which means I open the door for you. You
pay the bill.
The door for me. I pay the bill this time. Next time it's you.
Here's what I always say. I'm not saying all women do this, but I just don't like the woman that says that we want something. We want to be equal with like the same equal things with men, but only when it benefits them. So this is like the main example I always give to everyone every time when I speak to a girl. When it comes to like, if let's say we have the same job, right? Let's say we working on the same job. You expect to be equal as us, right? To have the same salary, right?
Yeah. So then we all gonna live together then.
Yeah, but when I ask you all, if a guy asks you to take you out to the movies, then not all women things like that, but if someone be like, oh, then he has to pay everything. All of a sudden, you want to devalue yourself again and put men as something
because it
greater.
Benefits them in that
because it benefits you. Now I'm not saying all women does. I'm not saying like they all do it, but there's some of them that has that kind of mentality where we're in the 21st century now, and it's up to a point where we should be seen as an equal, and a relationship is supposed to be teamwork. Because another thing what I always say is that if you think about it, the only reason why we started paying for women first is not because we was like gentlemen or whatever. Well, you could add that in there, but it's because they didn't have jobs. So if we go back to the
if you go, you're right.
They didn't have money to pay for nothing.
what you gonna expect them to pay for? They had no job. Of course, it was obvious that the men had to pay for everything. But now we're like we're in a new age, and we're changing.
Yeah.
All right, that's all we have for you.
I mean,
this week.
yeah, and I like us to take a moment of silence for all the people that died in Las Vegas during the shooting. So we're just gonna take a quick 1 minute of silence, and then that will be it for the show. All right. So I think today has been very fruitful. But seriously, on this issue of feminism, I think I would really like to continue this. What do you guys think? You think we should do this next week? Get some strong feminist women in here. I think that would be a really good one.
But like, oh god.
Like I have no problem with feminism because I'm feminist, so I always believe that women should be equal as men. But that becomes a pros and cons because when I say they should be equal as men, I need one. No this that. You either seen as an equal or you're not.
Me and James disagree. I've accepted the fact that like this whole like 100% equality, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Let's agree on a percentage. All right. Yeah, like on the day.
Let's see. Let's say 80. No, 80's too high. 60, bro. I don't think 70 will work. 60 will work.
60% equality. Let's go with that. And I'm not saying that in terms of like jobs. Like if you're doing equal work, then of course equal pay and all that. But I'm talking like more in the sense of like if y'all want us to like, if you want to go out and you want us to pay for things most of the time, that's okay. That's what I'm talking about when I say 60%. We're like 60% of the time, I'll pay for it. The other 40%, you can get it. So it's not like, it's not 50-50.
50. Well,
at the end of the day, the same way you want me to treat you like a queen, you should treat me like a king. That's the last thing I have to say about that.
Wow. All right, James, going out with the bang.
We try to get some feminists in here to attack me next week. I'm the one that like to really like strong against this. So like, oh my god.
Well, that's it for today. We really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I've been your host, Nathan.
And Haji.
And let's give a round of applause for our guest today, James Angelini Benedict. Okay. All right, we're done for today. You guys have a wonderful day.
I bless the day.